Friends, welcome back. This is, as some have called it, Warhammer 40K, Wrath&Glory, Dark Inquisition. Some have also said that in the first season, this could be the 15th episode. I've not verified that information, but only because I haven't taken anyone into my torture chamber recently. I'm considering getting a mobile torturing device. That's just how we roll in this profession.
They're called arcoflagellants, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, ever since I got my rosette, I don't know what to do with myself. Now that I don't have an Inquisitor telling me what to do, and I am the Inquisitor,
I mean,
where do you go from there? Like, what?
Do what all the other Inquisitors do and just start, petty, like, oh, I'm going to destroy this planet because this guy, like, I don't know, bought the last whatever. It's just, that seems to be what they do.
The last Klondike bar.
Yeah, he got the last bear claws, so now I'm going to exterminate us, like one of his favorite planets.
I'm now imagining Arthur walking around his local strip mall, yelling "J'accuse" at people.
I don't think you need to imagine that. I might actually do that at some point. And then to explain it away, I'll just say, I'm sorry, officer, it's because I'm French. Don't worry about it. That's a fake Grand Order joke, which you aren't going to get, local audience that watches this show. Feels like it's been a long time since we've had a tabletop episode, so forgive me, but I don't actually remember how to play this game. I'm gonna have to get the cast to remind me how to play this game. Who even knows where we were during the last episode? I actually do know that because I wrote it down. But
we were fighting off some drug.
No, not that. The tabletop side of it. Yeah, listen, everyone remember those
This is before the drug-addled, knife-eared BDSM enthusiasts.
It's Sam's Weapon Emporium, okay? What a nice guy. I mean,
Kalrak ate all the chimichangas. And
chimichangas?
Yeah. I don't remember what exactly they're called, but
I definitely don't think that they were chimichangas. I don't recall that.
They were pierogies.
There were pierogies? How are you? What? Chimichangas and pierogies? The only relation they have is that they are sealed inside of protein flesh. Okay,
that's pretty much
that's the same thing though.
That would be like saying a calzone and a pierogi are the same thing.
AP, how you like to call everything heresy. This is when it's appropriate. He called
that
is heresy.
Yeah, this is some actual heresy shit up in here.
Where?
I'm considering calling a real Inquisitor.
Interesting.
Inquisitor, this man right here.
Oh boy, James, how's it going? Let's kick it off with you.
It's good. It's been a couple of weeks. I've been enjoying myself while the city burns around me. I don't know if you've heard about the bushfires in Australia, but I think that as of Friday night, the big bushfire burning about 20 miles north of Sydney is now bigger than Sydney. So it's over 1,200 square miles now. That bushfire is out of control.
Yikes!
But yeah, so pretty much everything here is hazy and orange, and everything outside smells like smoke, and my car is covered in ash. So I spent a lot of time inside painting, playing computer games. Yeah, not much else. It's been a pretty quiet couple of weeks for me, but I am getting through my Imperial Fist now. Oh, and I got the new chapter approved, came in yesterday, so I've been looking through all the various points changes to my various armies. They've obviously dropped everything by a bit, seems. They want people to buy more models, so make everything a little bit cheaper. It means it takes more models to fill the same point size game.
Yeah, my army went down like a lot.
Yeah. I mean, Grey Knights were in a pretty bad place, and I don't know that they've any. I don't know if they suck any less. You just get more of them now. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is that you get more, but everybody else gets more, so it's probably about the same state.
Yeah, I haven't seen an army which has dropped quite as much as Grey Knights though. So
that's true.
They're still missing all the stuff that makes Marines good now, like doctrines and that sort of thing. So
my only hope is, well, it's not really my hope. I probably could care less. But my only guess is that they maybe will get something else in the Psychic Awakening is coming out, I think the 25th.
I'm really surprised that they haven't just, because even, Chaos gets all of the Astartes discipline stuff too. cast Space Marines do. So I'm surprised I haven't just said, hey, if it counts as a chapter or counts as whatever, you get it. Because they should get it. They are a chapter.
Well, they gave Blood Angels Doctrines in Blood of Baal, which came out this weekend as well. So, I mean, Pondo, you said you're going to try out 40K on the tabletop yourself as well. Is that right? What you want to actually play outside of this game?
Inevitably, yeah. I think I've decided on maybe think about going towards White Scars. Just have a whole list of motorcycles going towards the objective.
Go fast.
Have you discussed this plan with Cotton yet? Has she agreed to?
No, I'm leaving that out temporarily.
She's in the
Just
room.
do what I do. Lie about the cost.
That feels like a bad idea, but okay.
What's it? There's a great picture. It's like my only fear is that after I die, my wife will sell my models for what I told her I paid for them.
Why you need to leave the list of the pricing in your will. So if you sell the models, this is the pricing.
Funny enough, I've already told people, like, look, when I die, this person gets my computer shit and this other person gets all my model stuff because they'll actually take care of
it. Next up, let's jump over to Pondo.
Hi, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been just playing Pokemon. That's been a lot of my couple days.
I've been not playing Pokemon, to be honest.
Well,
I'm not feeling it anymore.
I have not been playing Pokemon.
Well, you don't count because you're just gonna be like, I don't play Nintendo. So you lost your place in this conversation before it began.
Okay, I understand Sid's stance as far as Nintendo goes.
What the fuck? That's not a stance.
You mean about the whole deal where they were
hating Nintendo is not a personality. I'm sorry.
A stance is not a personality.
Yes, that's technically true.
Oh, this is the cringe of he got me there.
Technically correct, but correct.
Fun trivia fact: Nintendo founded in 1889.
That's a card company, right?
No,
playing cards.
Maybe there was something else. I think they were.
I'm pretty sure they made like playing cards in like the early 1900s.
Yeah, playing cards for casinos. Yeah,
which is hilarious.
What drives you in Pokemon now? Like after I got all the gym badges, I was like, ugh, what is even going on anymore? Like,
I'm pushing towards the championship. I just got all the badges. I'm going through the end of the world arc. They
called it in. Like you hit Pierce's gym, and you're done. Like after that, there is no story.
It's pretty much on speed run at that point.
I'm used to Pokemon having occasionally dumb storylines, but the bad guys get their comeuppance at the end. But Team Yell, I don't want to spoil too much. Let me just say, there's no point in Team Yell. Like their plan could never have worked.
They didn't really have much of a plan.
They're undisguised, openly registered. The police would find them immediately. They did find them consistently. Why weren't they all just arrested? How could they fool anyone? They literally wear their outfits to Pokemon matches.
Their outfits are slightly different.
Oh,
than what they
no,
are as
they're not.
trainers.
They're not
yes,
even remotely. Oh,
they don't wear the makeup as the gym trainers.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something. That right there, that's how you're going to fool someone. You wear exactly the same shirt and pants. You carry all the same gear. The only thing that's different is how you paint your face. Oh boy.
I mean, it's a similar concept to Superman taking off his glasses and then boom, instantly unrecognizable.
Yes, yep. I also mock that concept. It's super dumb.
Disguises are dumb in fiction, AP.
I don't know that that's true.
Yes, because it's usually typically obvious who the person is.
Incorrect. I'm going to throw this to you.
Huh?
The third season of Sherlock has one actress playing like 6 different parts, and at the end of the season, it's revealed that she is all those different people who you've seen.
I haven't seen.
I get fucked Sherlock, then. That's all I have to say.
Well then. That seems hostile.
I understand, AP. You want to win.
I believe that disguises can work. And I gave you a example, a famous example.
I don't
Orphan Black.
I don't consider the television series with Cumberbatch to be famous, but okay.
Are you?
He's known for other things.
I think you just hurt Arthur's soul a little bit.
I did.
I mean, I got nothing. Let me tell you something. There's a very old but mostly excellent game called Septerracore. And one of the first guys in it is the best friend of the main character. And, you know, it's like a pre-Mass Effect type game, right? There's a central location every once in a while that gets updated as you move throughout the world. Your whole party gathers there. You can talk to them a few times, and then once you run out of things to talk to, they just loop dialogue. And this character, all he says is, I got nothing to say. And let me tell you something, his dialogue doesn't update very often. So you hear that shit from him a lot, Pondo, and that's what I have to say to you. You think that the latest iteration of Sherlock ain't that good? Ain't that popular?
I don't think it's that popular. It's probably really good.
So what's the thing too? What is it? Exception.
To be honest, I fell asleep during the first episode.
Never seen it.
I think I watched the first episode.
The concept of it was Sherlock has to find this guy who was managing to convince other people to kill themselves.
Yep.
So he went into the guy's trap in order to figure out how he managed to get the people to kill themselves.
Yep.
It was very boring, very dumb.
As one would do. Yeah.
Instead of just arresting the guy right there, I was like, I need to figure out how he did it.
But that's very Sherlock. That's what people come for when they're looking for Sherlock Holmes.
The process, the deductions, the clues.
No. I mean, sure, that part, but also the fact that he's a fucking heroin addict who is consistently looking for the high of the chase.
All right.
That's sure.
I mean, that is the classic Sherlock, right? Every detective story after Sherlock Holmes locks in the, Poirot, assemble everything, but only Sherlock has that dark, broken addiction.
Sure.
You know what? I feel like I'm the only one who fucking reads any detective novels here. All right? And you know what? That's fine, but I know what I'm talking about. Detective fans in the audience, you can back me up on this shit, okay? Jump in anytime. You got anything else, Pondo, or you want to slander a whole generation of Sherlock remakes?
No, that's about it.
Okay, great. How are you finding Pokemon?
It's fun.
Hey, glad. Generation.
Man.
Anybody else tried out MechWarrior 5 yet?
No.
No, I canceled my pre-order after the
Epic Games
Epic thing. Yeah.
the whole bait and switch crap.
They can get fucked.
I couldn't, in good conscience, keep my pre-order.
I mean, it'll come out at some point or not, and when it does, I'll get it. And
I'll get it in about a year.
No longer Steam Store exclusive outed. Yeah, probably something like that.
When it's on sale for like $5 or something like that.
I gotta tell you, from that trailer, I was really confused as to why they're blowing up a Comstar facility. That's a pretty bold and risky play.
It really is.
Yeah. Listen, you kill a few samurai, nobody cares, but when you attack AT&T,
yeah, they pretty much tell you to get bent. And being this is, mercenaries, it's basically run by Comstar. So good luck getting a legitimate job ever again.
what do you got, James? Did you enjoy your time playing MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's just instant action. So I've played all the missions in the game, and they're like I was quite impressed. They've got all the mechs in there, but I guess someone pointed out they had it's just the engine from Mech Warrior Online already, so they already had all the stuff there. But the instant action is pretty good, and I quite like the fact that damage shows across the mech, even just like armor damage. You can sort of see like where lasers have scored and that sort of thing. It leaves like a heat burn, and then it suddenly fades out, and you see exposed underneath, which is pretty cool. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the actual campaign play is like the mercenary campaign play, because you can only get so much from the mission side of it.
Is that released yet, or I don't even remember when it's
12th of
no.
December.
Oh, it has not been delayed again.
Not as far as I know.
I thought about getting it, and then the whole Epic thing happened, and
You know, it wouldn't have been for me. The Epic exclusive thing wouldn't have been such a big deal, except they pulled a bait and switch while they were still selling pre-orders and not telling people about it. And all that.
Yeah, they still what? They still had Steam on their pre-order features list thing,
and
like up until
you
like
know, the last week ish.
Yeah, that's just.
And they just kept a lid on it for as long as possible, so they could try and everything they did was motivated by maximizing the profit potential, which is not, that's not out of the ordinary for a business to want to do. But
yeah,
you should be honest to people about what they're spending their money on.
And didn't they, if I remember correctly, hell, this might even have come from you, where like they updated the sheet or their page where they took it off, and then they just said, "Oh no, that's just an updated thing that got released."
Yeah, we're getting ready to roll out our new page and stuff.
Yeah, they just straight up fucking
they lied.
Just lied.
They lied to try and keep a lid on it, and then leaks happened, and then they're like they had to come clean.
That's pathetic.
And I really didn't like that.
Yeah,
it's like,
which is a shame.
I understand wanting to go Epic exclusive, especially when because Piranha Games isn't, they're not a massive company and stuff, and it makes financial sense to do it. I mean, Epic Games guarantees you a specific amount of sales, and they give you a big fat bonus on top of it. Financially, it makes brilliant sense to do it. Just be honest about it.
Yeah,
it's not difficult.
It's like you turn around
and have
and
to pull shady crap.
You don't have to turn around. Yeah, you don't have to turn around and shit on a massive part of your fan base. It's just stupid. I can't.
The only thing better is when game companies do that and then tell you they're doing it for your benefit.
Yeah,
to make the game better. To
we're
make
gonna
you
make
enjoy
the
more.
game better. Yeah, you're doing it to get more money. Don't fucking lie to me with that.
Yeah.
Tomic, what you got?
Anyways,
I have been. Let's see. Did we have a New Game Plus since the last time we played this? Or was this? Or was our? I can't remember what. Like whatever. Anyway, I've been up to a whole lot. I've been working on my Iron Warriors army again. I bought the Chaos Battle Force James, and then I also have the Faith and Fury book coming in.
And the Disco Lord.
Yeah. But the Lord Discordant, I traded a Sabaton t-shirt that I got at a concert for. A buddy of mine traded me some Havocs. So I've been working on those, and they're very nice, and I like them. Because heavy weapons and chain cannons are a beautiful thing. I'm starting to look at dangerous things, James, being that it's like, oh, hey, like, adding war dogs to my Iron Warriors. And I'm like, because that's a slippery slope. Because next thing you know, you got a Knight Tyrant on the field, and it's like
15 points cheaper. War Dogs now, as of chapter approved.
Yeah, those war dogs with auto cannons, man. They're like, So next thing you know, I mean, I've wanted a Knight Tyrant for a while, just because it's a beautiful thing. But it's just, I was like, Knights, whatever. And now I'm like, well, war dogs. As soon as I get those, and I'll be, I'll just have a whole Knight army, whatever. And it's just, God. So yeah, I've been looking at that. So I'm waiting for those to come in. Kind of just been really not doing a whole lot. I've been out of town, and then just playing 5e, like my Friday night game, and then maybe thinking about getting back into Pathfinder with somebody. I don't know. I have to find that game, but we'll see how that goes. But other than that, I mean, helping some friends of mine who are getting into 40K. just teaching them how to use Battle Scribe and stuff earlier. So that's pretty good. You know, more people addicted to plastic crack is never a bad thing, I'm sure. But that's pretty much me. That's all I've been up to.
Oh, for one of Arthur. Sid, how you doing?
Oh, there we go. Yes. Hello. It's been 48. It's been 44 hours since I've been seen on Arthur's channel last. I guess 43 hours. And not a lot has gone on in that period of time. I did manage to finally get a video out today for the first time in over a friggin' week. And yeah, that was pretty good. Actually, was talking about Henry Cavill in a recent interview where someone was like, "Don't you feel like, you know, toxic fandoms and stuff?" It's like, yeah, they're not toxic; they're passionate. Give me a break.
His whole thing about how it's rather than just discarding them, it's important to know why they feel the way that they do and try and like the way he handled that interview was just
That
like
was brilliant.
that was
really
textbook. It was just 100% like that should just set a standard for how to, you know, for stuff like that. It was incredibly well done.
Yeah, he scored a lot of cred with me over that interview. And to be honest, I had no real interest in watching the Witcher series on Netflix, but now I'm actually going to go check it out once it comes out.
Yeah.
I think it's on the 20th, I think, is when they cut it
Yeah.
loose.
I like a lot of people were saying, "Oh, he's not really a nerdy geeky guy. He won't understand it." It's like the motherfucker missed the first call about when he got the Superman part because he was playing fucking World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's I would say he's pretty like, you know, he yeah. That's just hilarious to me. It's like how it's just one of those things. Like Robin Williams used to collect 40K. He didn't play it. He just liked collecting the miniatures and putting them together and painting them.
Yeah,
it's very therapeutic for him. He played World of Warcraft too. It's like Vin Diesel played Warcraft. He got oh god, what was the guy that passed away? Sorry, I can't remember his name. Paul Walker got him, you know, playing. It's just like I love those little facts about people. Like, they are people too.
Robin Williams played it as well.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, his guild knew who he was for whatever, and they just kept a secret for him for like the longest time. I just love that he collected 40K. He just liked painting little minis. I'm like, it's fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so no, it felt pretty good actually being able to get a video out and discussing some of these topics and not having, you know, I must pound this tiny little shit heel into dust. No, I actually was able to talk about some positive stuff and relate it to some negative stuff. And it's like, here's an example of how you can handle things properly. And I really liked that. I was like, I wish Ryan Johnson would take lessons from Henry Cavill on how to deal with stuff.
Look, coming up with a good response is hard though. It's much easier just to block everyone and, you know, call them, you know, toxic, salty people. Yeah.
No, I really loved how he handled that, and I thought it was fantastic. And it actually definitely makes me want to check out the Witcher series when it comes out. Yeah, he impressed me. Other than that, you know, it's just been, I exercised for the first time in like a month today, and ow. Body's not used to that anymore. So definitely going to have to push through and get back into the habit with that. Yeah. That's about it that's gone on for me over the course of the past 48 hours. I burned on day job stuff until about midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning last night, and powered through crap so I wouldn't have to deal with it over the weekend. And now I'm here, ready to go full auto. That's
Should I be worried? You're just going to a gun buy. Jesus.
You never know what'll happen at these things.
You know? I mean, I assume currency will be exchanged and a gun will change hands. That is the literal basis.
There will be guns. There will be guns.
That was a lot of guns.
I mean, it depends on your definition of a lot of guns, but sure. Any other business we need to cover before we get this thing kicked off?
No.
All right. So previously, all of you found your place on the battlefield, chased off some Dark Eldar who were joyriding found some reinforcements headed towards this planet through the webway, decided, hey, you know what we could use? Some more human slaves. And decided, Monkey, best way. I wish I could have made that rhyme better. I feel like if I had just said Quay best? No. All right, it's not going to happen.
Monkey best way works.
Yeah, it's, the wind has been taken out of my sails on that one. So all of you completed your mission objective in one turn and are returning in time to make it back for the gun buy that you'd been informed would go down. You haven't slept in over 24 hours, and you're continuing to rush from place to place after, frankly, I wouldn't say horrifying, but disturbing debriefing with the man calling himself Talrond Aspects, who maybe isn't quite what he seems.
I feel great.
My recollection is that you've given this man Fel Fizdern over to the Eldar to be deprogrammed after you left him on their ship. So
I thought he was going to be dissected.
Yeah, that's what I
yeah,
thought.
there's differences of opinion as to what's about to happen here, but you are flying back in a Valkyrie. It's just the four of you in the back area. Several of you are receiving private calls at the same time. Eshairr, I wanted to cut over to your call in the back right-hand part of the compartment. Now, of course, this vehicle, to my understanding, is basically like a giant drop vehicle that is intended to poop people down onto a planet at high speed. Is that right? Like,
Yeah,
we're talking about, it's a drop shuttle where someone like straps himself to a chair and then waits to be ejected.
The Valkyrie is the 40K equivalent to the Black Hawk helicopter.
Okay.
Yeah, it has doors open on both sides and seats along the inside row.
Okay, all right. Then it's a little bit different than what I was thinking. But yeah, you're getting a Vox with Inquisitor Calidus Cinevis. You're getting like it's man-sized, chest up from his desk. You can see the, leaking pipes and cords everywhere that embify his office, and he says, I understand, Eldar, that there is a problem that you have with me, and you wish to speak with me about recent events.
I wasn't aware that you were. Sorry, is he a psyker? Has that been established previously or not?
Yes, we've established he's a psyker.
He's like, okay, no worries. Right. I was that transparent, was I? Only that I need to make it known that I take exception at you directing one of the group to draw their weapon and fire me without having access to all the information, given that we are working on a united cause here, and that surely going down that path without knowing all the things going on is going to drive away your allies and just leave two disparate forces fighting over the same united outcome.
So he's just been flatly staring this whole time, and he says,
Yep.
You have not been informed as to the purpose of your task group's detachment to this planet, but my agreement with your seer leadership is one that allows me to make such decisions. And if you are not aware of my level of authority over you, then that is an issue you must take up with your own leadership. Have you not questioned why you're here at any point?
There's a difference in how we question. It is certainly something that I've considered, but there is a depth to which I can go before simply allowing that fate is a guiding hand.
You can tell that, like, the idea that fate is a guiding hand setting off some heresy alarms for him. Like, he would never be so gauche as to say something about it, but you can tell, like, if this is an anime, there'd be that little worry sign up, and like, oh, I can't believe you said that. God damn. Instead, he says, I will not apologize for a hasty decision made during a time of war.
I've not asked, nor do I expect you to apologize. I simply need you to understand that some Eldari have died as a part of this, and that is a part of what we all agreed to. But to throw away the lives of any Eldar, me or otherwise, flippantly, will surely lead to a breakdown in this cooperation, and then neither side will get what they're after.
I am apologetic only that you seem to be sorely misinformed as to your level of value on this investigation. And he hangs up the call.
Right.
Kalrak, you are also receiving a angry vox in text message format. It is addressed to you and the Scout Company and your new Primaris and all the other Iron Hands that took place in the last battle.
All
It is coming from the Clan Company's council. And it addresses to all of you that there was inappropriate behavior during the last battle. That while no one would question a Space Marine defending the purity of their armor, to turn away the advice of the voice of Mars indicates a problematic lack of clarity. And that should you be offered advice with Xenos from a specialist, especially a Magos, you are to accept it in the future. That all members of the unit will be required to give up their 15 minutes of daily free time for more thorough introspection into the nature of logical calculation. Anyone that hasn't fully completed their ritual of the soul steel will undergo it. And that any who wish to one day receive the Black Carapace should question greatly the wisdom of angering the voice of Mars.
I don't know why anybody would say that, because none of the Iron Hands agree with the biologists, but it seems like a placation tactic.
It's a tenuous alliance. It ends with it's not like they're going to say we're going to throw down with the Magos who tried to staple something into their armor, but it does say we will also be speaking with the Mechanicus leadership over the sacred nature of this event. Appended to yours is a message from Vikov indicating the next time you can break away from your investigation, you are to report for more spiritual counseling and purity, and that it is almost time for you to begin your training on bikes.
Okay. I mean, it's just a message, so there's not really a way to reply to it, but okay.
Okay. I mean, you can send a reply if you want. Or you can just call your pal Vikov. Just call him up. You got your Space Marine armor. He's got his Space Marine armor. There's some built-in Vox capability.
Oh, no, there's a built-in Vox.
We're all just Space Marines here.
He's a dude.
Just a midnight call between two.
Dudes.
Midnight call between two Space Marines staying up in their bunks, kicking their legs up. How you doing over there?
Just imagining.
Just contemplating the Emperor.
Space Marine trying to fit in a twin-size bed.
It's,
You
it's
know,
too-
I was just thinking about Medusa and its disparate clan population and all the mining that goes on there. Boy, what must the life of a peon be like? No communication then? You're not interested in talking to anybody?
I mean, I'll send a blip of acknowledgement, but I'm not going to like
Very well.
write out a whole thing.
Received.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
yeah. Acknowledge receipt of message.
It just says at the bottom, just seen. It's like, fuck.
Red.
Yeah, I've read. Yeah.
What does that mean? Why hasn't he sent any messages back?
It's like, God damn it! Now I have to reply. They know I saw it. Shit.
Damn this social media.
You're free and clear right now, Sid Alpha. You and your good character friend, Antipho. No one has any problems with you. No one has anything to say to you.
That's a first.
Because everybody who's having a problem with him is fucking dead.
I wish I could correct that, but I think that might actually be true.
That is
Pretty
actually
close.
true.
It's pretty close to true if it's not.
Yeah, I mean, I remember
Through
one
no
time you
fault
even
of
got
my own.
you got the cops to kill a guy for you, I think.
yeah.
That's a difficult maneuver.
He
Well,
was
it's-
obviously guilty.
Obviously. I mean, they wouldn't have shot him otherwise.
Yeah.
For you, good friend Lycus Santoro, hero of the Imperium, you're getting a lot of paperwork for all of the dead Grey Knights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It turns out Grey Knights don't like it when Grey Knights don't come back. They have
Yeah.
a pretty big combat record that they try to protect of being super secret Jupiter Rangers who only show up when it's completely necessary, and they're the most effective fighting force in the entire Imperium except for the Custodes. And
Well, that's
That's
a lot of,
debatable.
that's more against demons, but okay.
listen, I'm telling you what they believe about themselves. And the fact that the only people lost were the ones under your command.
There was one Primaris that was lost.
And 3 Dire Avengers.
I mean, they'll just regenerate, though.
He's going to be interred in a dreadnought. It's fine. It's a great honor.
Mm-hmm.
Are there Primaris dreadnoughts?
Redemptor dreadnoughts.
What are they
Primaris
called?
dreadnoughts.
Chonky boys?
The Redemptors.
Chunky boys.
I mean, I assume that they're like 25% larger than normal.
They are bigger than the
Substantially larger.
Kurgan
Yeah.
dreadnoughts. Yeah.
Of course. Why wouldn't they be? Even though the flesh inside is almost the same size.
Well, they have bigger weapons.
Of
Primaris are
course.
slightly
There
bigger.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, slightly bigger. Not enough to make a giant 20-foot tall war machine very much bigger.
Yeah, it is. It's more meat.
You don't
Meat is good.
you don't put anything close to a human body inside a dreadnought. You put like a spine with a brain attached.
No, there's some of them that are.
It's
just-
like
Yeah,
a
there's
torso and head.
there's a cutaway picture someone's done of what's inside a dreadnought, and the
Oh
picture
god, that
has
sounds
the person's,
disgusting.
It
It's
has the
horrifying.
person's torso and head and one of their arms.
Wow.
Just
Yeah.
one.
I mean, when you're a dreadnought, you don't need the other one.
I mean, you really don't need any.
Why do you need the first one? If you have one, you might as well have both. At
But
least they can clap that way. you know?
you'll finish up your paperwork pretty quickly. It's really just reading through complaints from Grey Knights, which are extremely politely worded. I mean, if you didn't know you were looking at a complaint, you would hardly even know what you were seeing. I mean, thousands of years of secretly moving through the Imperium at the behest of the Inquisition has let them very well at negotiated Inquisition bureaucracy.
So they have elevated bitching to a true art form.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Lycus replies, like, I understand your oh, what's the word I'm looking for? I understand your
Reputation.
qualms. It was a shame that they passed on the field of battle like that. so they at least had an honorable death.
Should have ducked and covered.
They shouldn't have run across an open field with no cover.
Should have made better save rolls. Gets
No,
those
I
mortal
couldn't make any
wounds.
save
Yeah,
rolls.
I know.
It was a bomb, yeah.
It was great. It was. Oh, it felt so good. It's the only thing of significance I got done.
Hopefully, next time the Eldar will be able to take out a plane.
Oh.
Oh, damn. Throwing shade.
Are you saying that out loud or are you writing it down?
I'm writing it down.
Okay, that's a hell of a thing to say with a Eshairr in the car. Oh, yeah. Anything you guys want to discuss before you land? Now, you completed your battle in 1 turn, which means you're going to have enough to, like, you're not going to show up at this gun by right when it goes down. You're going to have several minutes to get set up and do whatever you want, whether you want to be undercover, whether you want to observe from a distance, whether you just want to be like, oh, hey, that's the guy. Let's fucking stuff him in the back of the Valkyrie and torture him to death. I don't know what your plan is, but now's a great time and place to discuss it.
All of the above. No.
All of them? That's a...
All of them.
We have Eshairr with a sniper rifle from afar.
Yes, Acolyte. I do see a risk of me posing as a human among several other armed humans. Perhaps
I
it is best
understand.
if I provide an Overwatch this particular.
That was
Me.
going to be my plan. Essentially you'd be watching from afar. Kalrak from a slight distance, since he can pretty much go across 100 yards, no problem.
I have a nice new toy now too. So
And Antipho's a good meat shield.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You'll be with me close.
This is just loading another magazine.
Maybe Antipho would be better off a little bit farther away. I'll be more so undercover nearby.
You realize your gunfire is light. I don't know how you're like loading light into a magazine.
yeah, you're
The
sitting over there
battery
just
cell.
like staring at a D cell
What's the
battery.
volley gun shoot?
It's an energy weapon.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
I just thought it
Well,
was like a grenade
shoot.
launcher.
no, it's a
type of
las.
deal.
No, it's a
No,
las
no.
weapon.
Just a rapid fire. It's like a laser minigun.
even the bolt
Yeah.
pistol?
Oh,
No, bolt
No,
The
pistols
Solid
are.
bolt pistol fires. Yeah,
solid
fires
projectiles.
propel grenades.
Well,
I
there
have
we
a,
go.
I have a heavy stubber now, which is essentially a Browning M2 heavy machine gun, so I can load stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, boy. And because I'm,
it's essentially
Adeptus
it'll be
Astartes.
me.
I don't,
Okay,
I can.
fine. Then he's
carry
cleaning
it.
the electrodes on the battery.
I always thought the volley gun was like a brute shot from Halo, where it was just
No,
shoot little grenades.
it's like the laser minigun from Fallout. Close
I
to.
forget.
I
the
always
weapon-
thought of it as the laser minigun from Command & Conquer Renegades, but okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was some hot shit right there.
Well, this is from a guy who didn't know what a volley gun was
Yeah.
entirely.
That's fine.
When I heard volley, I thought
They
like
fire a
volley
volley.
of grenades.
A volley of guns. It just... fires one-shot laser pistols that all fire their laser pistol faster than you can see with the human eye. Then the guns disintegrate from the force of the firing.
That's some anime shit right there.
If it was an anime, it would fire swords.
True.
Wow, imagine throwing a lightsaber at somebody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be scary.
Oh, according to Lexicanum, when you fire a volley gun, it sounds like a distinctive spitting howl.
There's probably a lot of superheated air going
I
around.
was gonna say, if you're howling and you're getting spit, everywhere, just need to chill back a little bit. Like even wolves know how to handle that shit correctly.
I mean, I just pictured it like Han Solo's blaster. The sound of that good old fashioned DL-44.
I want to mention this, by the way. I don't know if you guys have been watching the Blade and Sorcery, which is a VR game for Steam. They added a lightsaber mod to it, and the super easy way to cheat the game is get in a lightsaber lock battle with someone, have the two sabers pressed against each other, and then offhand like a crossbow or a blaster pistol and just shoot the guy in the gut.
Yeah, I saw.
Oh my god,
I saw.
That's the standard
that would be
General
the
Grievous
most
move.
gangster Jedi shit ever.
I saw one where a dude just like it just adds a Glock 17 to the game. So it just reminds me of like that picture. It's like that knight holding the gun. It says, "Parry this, you filthy casual." It's essentially like he's just got dudes running. He's just like pop, pop, pop. It's just funny. Yeah.
What is the plan for good friends Lycus and Antipho? Best of friends.
I think Antipho is probably gonna be a little bit farther a distance considering his repertoire of weapons.
I mean,
And my guns have a pretty decent range to them, yeah.
What's your
Let-
effective range?
let me describe the area because I'm hearing a lot of things about distance.
What's the area? That'd be
Yeah. So we're talking like an isolated warehouse out by the farmlands. You know, it's like a mile from town. People, you know, catch a ride or just walk out there. There's some rolling land off in the distance, but there's pretty clear sight lines for about 3 miles in any direction.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
So we need to infiltrate the warehouse, 5 places to hide to get ready for any potential ambush that we're planning on doing.
Get a shovel, start digging.
I mean, you could definitely do that. I mean, as a scout marine.
Do we have any Kriegsmen?
I mean,
Is this
Eshairr has a pretty
is this-
good
is
hiding
this-
score. I think she has a chameleon cloak and some sort of weird, freaky power to bend reality to hide even better. So her
Yeah,
hiding in the middle of an
Clockerville.
open field, definitely possible. We're talking like GoldenEye, the Marines all around him in the last scene level of hiding. The rest of you, not so much.
Mm.
Especially given that some of you walk around in giant black armor.
Are they meeting in the warehouse?
I mean,
Or outside of it?
you've been told that a deal is happening at the warehouse. Your level of clarity on this is not more than that.
I say we'll hide in the warehouse. And then if we need to, and if they land, we find out where they are, we'll try to get to them as close as
They'll
possible.
hide
as fast as possible.
inside the weapons crates. They'll never suspect it.
I mean, I wouldn't have suspected you doing that, so yeah.
I mean, we'll have to see what the inside of the place is like before we can really kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. Your pilot puts you down and drops you off, and then takes back off to head back to its own base to refuel. I mean, it did just walk out of a fight. We're talking large A-frame warehouse, length of, you know, several hundred feet, maybe like 100 meters, for you non-Americans. Maybe 2 stories tall, but it doesn't look like there's anything. There's no like second story anything. It's just tall and refrigerated,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like there's no second level to this building. There is a series of rafters, and it is dark at the top level. So you could hide up there in the shadows. But again, if someone looks up, they're going to be like, oh, that's a person hanging from an I-beam up there. That's some real shit. There's not really a parking lot. People just drive off the road into the grass here. And it looks like there's 4 employees. Sam comes out to greet you outside, and he's just like, oh, hey, guys, all of you. Hey, you're here for the gun deal.
Yes.
Did
Yeah.
you think we wouldn't show up?
Well, I mean, you just kind of disappeared for a while.
We had something to take care of.
Pressing matters.
Okay. All right, well, I think the buyer should be here in like the next 10 minutes, so, you know, I'm not really sure why you're so interested in all this, but yeah. He's just like standing there staring at all of you.
I'm
We're
just
intrigued by
surveying
the
the
matter.
warehouse.
You're intrigued by the intricacies of buying guns. Okay.
Indeed.
You want to come inside, test out our firing range? You appear to be much better armed and armored than I remember you being. Seen some like blood in some places.
I don't think any of us were in a situation where we got hit.
I don't think any of us were hit.
Actually, I might have had some Eldari blown up on me.
I mean, I specifically recall there being some Eldar dissection after the battle that was being involved.
I don't think I was near that though.
I remember people being near about it to join in on the conversation.
And has Kalrak bought his missile launcher to the meet?
No, I've got the stubborn
Amazing. That would be incredible.
missile launcher and heavy machine gun. I'm just going full on, Arnold and Commando. Can show Antipho how it's properly done. No, I don't have a missile launcher with me.
So am I already hidden at this point, just watching from a distance?
It's a great question. Are you?
That is my plan if I was able to do
Very
that
well.
before
Let's
we went up to go.
let's make a roll.
All right, so I will activate Chameleon
Great.
as well.
Want to do that unbound? Maybe
I
just
would
make
do
it
it.
extra risky?
I'm bound, thank you very much.
You sure?
Yeah.
I mean, I thought maybe living on the edge today would be okay. All right.
Okay, that is
Three
1, 2,
success.
3, 4.
More?
Four
Oh, right.
success,
Double on a 6. Yeah.
yeah. And it only requires it's on the back of my sheet. Target number of Chameleon is 4, so it's enough to activate it.
Okay.
And then I'll also just so you're doing just a normal stealth roll as well.
Sure.
Cool. Plus 2 more dice for the Chameleon cloak as well.
You're going to be setting the difficulty of a later check.
Yep.
Well, fuck.
Wow.
That's good.
That is
That's
enough.
good. Yeah. Solid
That's
number.
11.
Okay. Yeah. That's some real shit right there. I don't know that anyone in this party could match that. So for all intents and purposes, at some point you all look around and Eshairr is gone.
Oh,
I mean, I could potentially match it if I rolled a Yahtzee.
So where are you hiding and what is your plan here? Like guard?
So my plan is to basically just watch the place from afar. My rifle range is 150 meters, so that's the maximum I'll go away, and
Okay.
then just call out over the fox. Anything I see, anyone that turns up, what they're armed with, what they're doing, anything I can see from outside the building, basically.
So are you watching the front door, the front facing side of the building?
Yeah, I mean,
Give me some
you said
angling.
before that people tend to drive up right and park
Yes.
on the grass. So
Seems like
probably
it.
from somewhere where I can see the direction of where I expect vehicles to come from,
Okay.
and the front door, I guess. Yeah.
All right. Rest of the party, you're speaking with Sam of Sam's Weapon Emporium. You don't look like you're going to fit through the front door, Kalrak.
I mean, it's a big
mean-
warehouse. It should have warehouse and
I'm
cargo
not-
cargo doors.
I can fit through a normal human-sized door. I'm not that big. I'm not a Terminator.
I thought you're in your armor right now. Aren't you like 8 feet tall?
It's not power armor though.
Oh, okay. All
it's
right.
just
Well,
carapace.
it's gonna
It's
be rough to get in through that front door. At the very least, it's gonna require some ducking maneuvers, some
Oh yeah, maybe.
tight elbows.
I've got to every other door we've come across, so should be okay.
I'm telling you that this door is smaller than normal. That's what I'm saying.
I'm sure I can manage.
This is the counter marine technology.
Count you
Uh,
right.
So, I mean, he gestures for you guys to follow him inside to like go to the shooting range. I mean, he's invited you to the shooting range, but whatever you're gonna do, he's going inside. Standing outside is not a thing he's gonna do.
Does he have guards with him?
He doesn't have anyone guarding him outside.
Okay. I'll definitely go inside.
I'll go in before.
All right. So as you guys go in, as you walk through the door portal, you immediately hear what we would consider the sound of a metal detector alarm going off. And he's just like, "Whoa, okay. Are you guys coming in here, with your own weapons?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just gonna need you to like present them to my employees. We're gonna have to take a look at them, make sure that they're good to fire. We don't let anyone, fire anything at the range that we don't know what it does. I mean, Kalrak, when you go through the door, the metal alarm doesn't turn off. Like it's just like one solid bar until you get through it.
Weapons are metal, armor's metal, legs are metal.
I mean, you have several metal organs.
I mean, all my waist down, I'm just all machinery for the most part. I mean,
yeah, I mean, he's just like, yeah, we're gonna need to just take a look at those things, make sure we know what we're doing here. Plus, we have several weapons here you could try out.
Okay. I mean, Lycus just takes out his bolt pistol, his chain axe, and then his combat knife.
So, yeah, one of his employees just like comes around a counter and begins like inspecting your equipment. Like pulling out a little jeweler's loupe, getting some high-level focus detail in there. Checking the slide, opening it up, making sure you're using standard ammunition. He doesn't say anything. He just nods, passes it away. We're talking kind of a bigger guy. If this was a biker gang show, he'd be like the stereotypical background guy, essentially. Sid, I mean, he starts looking over your official armor and your, Tempestus weaponry, and he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to put that on the counter.
I just look over at the others.
It's best to cooperate.
So Antipho starts unloading all of his guns.
I mean, he's just going over it. So his inspection of las weapons goes pretty quickly because anything that you're going to hand to a Astra Militarum soldier needs to be able to be quickly disassembled, modular, fast to use. So you just be like, standard hotshot volley gun here. We're good. Kalrak, you look at some of your equipment and just like, well, that's not standard issue.
I double check all my gear just to make sure that he didn't.
I mean, only
on the slide
only
do
the
something to tamper with it.
Only the stubber is not standard issue. So,
well, when you say that, he's just like, I mean, I've never seen half these weapons before.
He's never seen a bolt pistol or a chainsword.
Don't you have, for some reason I thought you had something, a Starday specific.
I mean, no, I don't.
Okay, yeah, no, alright, yeah, I mean, then there is no problem then. He looks over your bolt pistol and your heavy stubber and he's like, okay, we're good to go here. Antipho, you wanted to double check your equipment real quick to make sure that there was no alterations made?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why don't you make a tech roll?
Tech. Okay.
I want to add, I've looked at all of your campaign cards for this episode, and several of them are fucking really bad.
Yeah.
Sid can get rid of his at least.
So I have a total of 4 successes and critical.
You have a critical as well. You don't have enough to updo that critical, unfortunately. You will look over your weapons, quickly making sure he made no alterations to it. They appear to be as fully functional as they were before you walked into the store.
Okay, good. He gets to live.
Sid, I want to make a suggestion. You may want to discard your card, get a wrath, and draw a new one.
Why?
Unless you plan on romancing someone this episode.
He's gonna romance his volley gun, obviously.
I mean, he could pick up three whole wrath for getting involved in Imperial entanglements. That's the name of his sex tape, Imperial Entanglements.
Interesting.
Volume 14. Yeah, there are 13 other ones.
Oh my god, Imperial Entanglements would be a great sex tape for a Adeptus Mechanicus Astra Militarum cross branch romance.
God.
You're going to strange realms here, AP.
No, this is Mass Effect 2 level where they did, what was the name of the show with the Quarian and the Garrus race guys? Fleet
Oh.
and Flotilla.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is some pretty standard shit, Pondo. Listen, if you want to see some non-standard shit, I'll let you look at my YouTube search keys for what keywords that lead people to my channel. That's some weird shit.
I want to see that.
I
I'm
don't want to show it
interested.
to you, man. It frightens me how some people find my channel.
I think it'd be hilarious.
It is hilarious.
That's why
I'm
I
just-
want to see it.
I'm worried that you won't be able to handle it once you. It can't be unseen. Is the problem?
Fine.
It's not like battle mechs. Yeah, Eshairr with a vastly open scope of view. You do notice that a civilian city car is rolling up. This is a standard Imperium transport vehicle that can hold a family of 4. It's wheeled. You know, it's common enough around here in the Hive. There's like millions of them. This one looks like maybe it has the flight conversion to it, which would allow it to take off. It'll be here in about 3 minutes.
Can I see occupants if I switch through my site? Give me site
Absolutely. Absolutely, you can. Please, if you would do so. You clearly make out the details of this person. However, I would like you to make a investigation check to see if you recognize them.
All right, 5 successes.
Okay. Do you have anything you want to updoodle? 3 is enough.
I'm going to roll up dice, actually. I'm going to roll 2 more dice, but so we're getting more successes. Okay, so I can shift 2, so I'll do 1 for more information, and I'll take 1 for group glory.
Glory.
You recognize this person. He is square-jawed, clean-cut. He is the senior arbiter you spoke with extremely briefly, Zetar Gilweed.
The one that they were trying to kill or observe?
He was the one being observed by Talronda Aspects through a series of cutouts, including Cyberfoot guy.
All right. Does he appear armed and armored? He's wearing his enforcer
He is
uniform, or
not
he...
wearing. This is what the role was for. He's not
Okay.
wearing his gear. He's wearing. I'm gonna call it Butch McGirt gear, but he's wearing his dad bod Hawaiian shirt, weekend getaway. You know, I am one of the people now. Civilian clothing. It's almost painful to look at.
Max Payne 3 looking motherfucker.
Max Payne 3: The Fall of Max Payne.
Wait, who is this?
Zetar Gilweed?
The enforcer or the arbiter that was being observed by the cult that we spoke to briefly before we then went and chased the cult guy down and broke his legs or destroyed his foot.
Oh yeah.
You spent about 20 seconds near him. Then you tried to capture a criminal near him, and he tried to chase the criminal down, and you forced him to get lost. And that's about all you know about him. You never
Right,
followed up.
I'll
We
call him
didn't
through
take
to the
his
others.
foot, we aided in his augmentation.
I got
Wow.
that foot back, by the
I'm
way.
gonna say that's the most Iron Hands thing you ever said, Sid.
That's not his foot.
It was on. It was on.
That's an Imperium foot.
Yeah. He was borrowing it essentially.
I'll vox the others, tell them he's coming, and then observe from just where I am. Not going to take any other action at the moment.
Is there like a series of crates nearby or anything?
It's got that standard gun store feel. I mean, there's guns everywhere. Open counters. Counters have guns inside of them. Walls also full of guns. There's no crates in here, but like the store part of it is a fraction of the size of the warehouse, right? Like they must have, a firing range of significant length, and also a place where they store the guns, neither of which are immediately visible from inside the store.
I guess I'll just stay near Lycus and look intimidating. But if there's
Yeah,
not like,
not
I'm
that
like,
difficult.
I'm not gonna like hide in a corner with like a lampshade
Standing
on.
at ease.
Yeah,
Just act casually.
resting in
casual.
Stardy's face.
Yeah, I don't think that you guys, this party has not impressed me with its ability to act casually. Murder casually, yes.
I think Lycus is actually going to look at the different equipment and weapons as he waits.
I mean, we're talking a lot of basic las pistols, stubbers. There's a incredibly small number of bolt pistols.
There's probably a bunch of like auto pistols and stuff.
Yeah.
Like low tech.
Sniper rifles and shotguns are by far the most common types of weapons in this store.
Interesting.
Ooh, I don't have a shotgun yet.
I
You don't
mean,
need
when you
weapons, I
say
need
that out
weapons.
loud, Sam appears beside you as if from a mist cloud and goes, well, let me tell you, we just got in a premium supply of combat shotguns. You can't find these anywhere else. And, you should just be so glad that you were born here on an Imperium planet where it is totally legal to openly own firearms. Not every Imperial citizen has the same rights that you do. Come over here and look at this beauty. We're talking rapid fire. I see your hotshot volley gun. You are a man who enjoys rapid fire. I know. Assault weapons.
Indeed.
Yeah. You seem like a guy capable of running across, a battlefield, get to the far side. You just want to hold that trigger down for as long as it takes to eliminate the enemy. You're not looking for pump action.
Which of these guns take a drum?
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get drum modification.
I mean, he's just like, listen, we can get drum modification on anything, I guess. He just looks at somebody else who's going through the rule book. He just literally pulls out the Wrath&Glory rule book, and he's like, we're good, boss.
I'm looking for a combat shotgun short barrel with a drum load.
Yeah, I mean, if you are
preferably fully automatic.
He says, if it's in the rule book, we got it.
Yeah, like every gun store has that book of like shit they can order.
Shit, I'm gonna have to go look at the rule book.
So effectively, it'd be a combination of an auto loader, an ammunition backpack, or an ammunition bandolier.
Oh my god, what he's essentially getting is a fucking frag cannon.
I mean, as it stands, a normal hotshot valor gun is back. It has a backpack power supply.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able
that
to
you exhaust in one round.
Yeah.
So at this point, Lycus, you hear somebody driving up outside, and like parking a car, turning the engine off.
I'm guessing there's no window or anything that I could see.
No.
Okay.
Well, have I called this one through? Is this the enforcer?
Yes.
Okay. I'll guess that's the enforcer.
So he enters the store, and there's no buzz of him having any weapons on him. He looks around with a cool, steely-eyed gray gaze and goes, Lycus Santoro? Tifa Renato?
Like
Kalrak?
Antipho's standing in a mirror, looking at himself with a couple of different shotguns, trying to figure out which one looks better.
What a unusual coincidence. Sam comes back with your combat shotgun, Antipho, and all the other things hanging off of it. And he's going through like a pricing list. It sounds like it's going to be a little expensive. I'm sure you'll tell me when you know how much it's going to cost. He turns to Sam and says, I have the funds. I'm prepared to do the move now. And like he and Sam go to the back room in order to complete the buy.
Can I kind of see with he's with other people, I'm guessing as well.
Nope, he's
right?
alone.
Oh, okay.
Remind me again why we're here to the gun deal, because I'm
That's a great question.
Well, we didn't know who was supposed to be at the gun deal.
Yeah,
Hmm.
didn't we
supposed to
suspect the
be-
person at the gun deal was going to be obtaining weapons for some form of nefarious purposes?
You were told that they were buying a whole lot of weapons.
Yeah, it was a significant amount, which made it curious. But again, now it's hearing him as him buying it. It's also making me curious. I don't know. I guess we just stand by, let them make the deal, see if anything happens.
So one of Sam's employees is just like, say something about a deal. I mean, I'm sure we can get you a good discount on that combat shotgun. I should remind you, you're all openly talking in the middle of a populated store.
I'm still looking for shotguns.
Shotguns.
Oh, there isn't a Astartes shotgun.
No, they don't sell that here.
Combat shotgun.
Combat
That's the one.
shotgun.
Starting shotgun would definitely break your arm if you tried to fire one.
It's a value 3 uncommon.
Yes, it's the attachments
So-
that are going to be the problem.
Yeah.
Five,
attachment.
successes to acquire the gun on its own.
Good luck, Sid.
And that's off of my wealth, right?
Off your influence, but you can spend wealth after you've rolled to increase the result.
5 successes off of 3 dice.
It's the life of a poor soldier, my friend.
I don't have my my suit on, so I can't help you at
I'll
all.
file that away for the future.
So the store employee can see that he's about to not make a deal, and he's just like, you know, sir, why don't we take this thing next door into the testing range? I can get a few targets set up.
Is the testing range closer to where they went?
Are you asking him that? Or are you
No,
asking me
I'm
that?
asking out of character.
So imagine that in the store, you are on the front rightmost side of the facility. They went through a door to the left, which leads us further into the facility, and he's taking you through a door forward, which takes you to what you would assume
Okay,
to be the
so it'd be
gun testing
basically
range.
equidistant. Wouldn't matter. No, I'll turn him down. No, my apologies.
It's like you kicked his dog. He's just...
Don't worry though. I'm not ready to make the purchase yet, but when I do, trust me, I will be coming back here to this store and I will be buying it from you. Make no mistake.
I mean,
It's
he
a
gets
fine
you...
weapon.
He gets you a business card with his name on it as sales
Oh, I
associate.
take it. Oh yeah. We're gonna be good friends.
Is there other people in the store?
There are 2 other employees besides
Just employees?
this guy.
I want to laugh at Antipho, but I'm also on a first name basis. This is my local gun guy, so I can't really talk shit.
Yep, me too. Yeah.
Is there no like other customers or anything?
Nope.
Okay. What does the other employees seem to be doing?
They're watching you to see if you want to buy anything, if you're interested in anything. You know, waiting to see if your hand goes towards the gun so they can be like, let me tell you everything about that gun.
They
What a
probably
great
don't-
choice you made today, sir. A fine selection. Take your hand away, they stop talking, you put your hand closer back towards it, they continue the spiel.
Tooltip pops up and tells you what the stats are.
There's really no gun that I would benefit me.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
that's
I mean,
all
you've
we
already
have.
got better stuff. I mean,
Yeah, no, there's not really much else that would benefit me. At least at the moment. Unless there's like, well,
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have.
can you put a silencer
whole-
on a bolt pistol?
I mean, no. I mean, actually, you could. I mean, Stalker bolters have them, but that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, I think it's just glancing at the wares.
You can, but they will say you can put a silencer on a bolt pistol. Bolt or projector only, nothing with a heavy trait.
Oh, okay. I was wondering, since the rounds were explosive.
They have to
Kinda-
explode far away.
And they explode inside the person, so the person is the silencer as well.
There is a sickening thwack as they're just.
That is some profound
Gibbs,
logic,
but-
actually. I can't deny that.
I mean, that's why bolt weapons are so devastating. They explode inside the target.
Should probably figure out some way to overhear that conversation.
Yeah. I'll try to go see if I can eavesdrop on the conversation. I doubt it, since they're probably in a whole separate room that's sealed off.
Man,
Or
you're
is
just
it,
gonna
like-
walk over and stand by the door?
Maybe if there's.
I'll
Oh,
ask
hey.
one of the employees if they have any surveillance equipment, like the sonic ears or whatever.
Yeah, they indicate that they do.
I'd like to test one.
All right, I'm gonna tell you, yes, they'll allow you to test it, but if you start aiming any of that crap at the wall where there's a specifically private meeting, they're gonna take it away from you. Like, your plan will work up until the moment where you're like, oh, let's try that wall over there that no one is standing at and there's no noise coming from except the private meeting.
It's worth a shot.
Yeah, and that you get your shot, and the employee is just like, let's test it in a safer direction.
That is a safe direction.
And he's like taking it out of your hand. He's
I
just
look at Kalrak for like help.
Sin's like that one motherfucker who like muzzle sweeps somebody as they're getting shown stuff.
Oh God.
Yep. Saw somebody kicked out of a store for doing that once.
I'm never going gun buying with Sid Alpha. I mean, it's just now that we've established this.
I would never do that.
If I can get as close as possible where there's merchandise near it. So I'd be looking
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
merchandise
you're gonna
while
look
listening.
at the merchandise and try to listen through the wall.
It's essentially, I doubt it would work at all.
Well, this is worth making a roll at a
Yeah.
Gun
significant.
stores tend to have thick walls.
Please, friend, make an awareness roll. Difficulty is 7.
Excellent. That is mildly possible.
You have 9 dice, so yeah. I mean, you're straining all of your human senses.
8, 9. Yeah.
No, 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 no.
That's a big no.
2, 3, 4. That's a 1. Yeah.
And you don't get to reroll the one on the wrath die.
No. That's not really.
I mean, it's possible to
1, 2,
re-roll
3.
and still succeed
Yeah.
here.
You'd be rolling
4.
5 dice, needing to get.
Well, I can't re-roll that one,
4.
right?
Yeah, but you can
Oh, no, I
roll
have
the
a
5.
3.
Yeah,
So I have 3 successes. I need 4 more.
yeah,
And
and you
5.
can roll those 5 dice.
Why not?
Yes. Give me this.
I'll give it a shot. Wait, that was. I don't know if that was a success or not.
No.
No. Oh well.
Nope.
So here's what happens for you, Lycus Santoro, here at the Imperium. You are, hanging out over there. There's some long rifles there. We're talking like long las, sniper las. You're like looking at one. You're sneaking close to the door. You think maybe you're gonna hear something. The door opens suddenly with incredible force and hits you in the face. Please take 1 wounds. As you're like,
Am I
"Ugh!"
just taking a wound? Can I
Yeah,
not
you're
soak that?
You're just take. Well, you could soak it, sure. Roll for soak. I mean, the possibility of failing 6 is pretty low, but it could happen.
I mean, alternatively, I could just use my card, which doesn't really. Granted, no, I'll just try to soak it.
Play when you've suffered 1 or more wounds. All of the damage is instantly negated.
Yes, but it's for like the rest of the scene,
But
so
then you can't soak for the rest of the scene, though.
that's like the trade-off.
Mm.
It is a good one, but
That card makes you just go fuck yourself.
So you don't roll a wrath dice on a soak roll.
oh, you don't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep.
Isn't your soak only 4?
You're good. You soak 1.
Yeah.
So it takes you 2 soak, I believe, right? 1 to initiate.
Yeah,
and
take
then,
2 shock. Takes 2
Yeah,
shock.
2 shock.
That's fine.
Yeah, you're shocked to be hit in the face with a door. Eshairr, you're looking left, right, forward, backward. You're slightly surprised when almost directly above the facility, basically like a civilian cargo helicopter type floaty vehicle. Let's call it a grav vehicle. Begins descending down to the far side of the warehouse at this point. And the two of them that have just entered into the room, Zetar just kind of looks at Lycus and says, "My apologies. Did you get blood anywhere?" Pulls out a
No, my
handkerchief from
face
his
broke most of
pocket.
the impact. It's fine.
Sorry, he's like trying to dab your face off. My apologies.
It's fine.
I'm used to forceful entry and exit of facilities on a regular basis now.
I understand that. It's part of your job.
It's like when
Every
you-
door with my foot.
Well, it's like if you go from like a really old vehicle, where you have to like maybe push the door harder, to something newer where it's nice and whatever. It's like it's like fuck. It's like you almost keep slamming the door, but you're not intentionally trying to do it.
Yeah.
He combat rolls through every door in his life.
He gestures to Sam to a third door, which no one has gone through yet, and says, "Shall we?" And the two of them exit into what is clearly the gun storage facility of this particular place. Eshairr?
I'm going to try and, I'll say there's a vehicle landing, and I'm going to try and then get up and shift to where I can get a better view.
Okay, so you're gonna like circle strafe the facility, basically.
Yep.
Okay.
Is this chopper like it's landing on the roof?
No, it's landing on the far side of the facility, like openly. As you circle around, you can see that there are massive cargo doors here for loading and offloading pallets of guns, which is exactly what is happening right now.
Yeah.
There are a lot of young men and women. We're talking ages 16 to 25. All of them appear to be either current or former members of Progenas, probably arbitraries of some kind, by the way they hold themselves. They're all dressed in civilian clothing, but none of them are comfortable with it. All of them have that kind of shave head look. They all seem to have worked out at some point in the last 24 hours kind of deal. Regular exercise. And they are meeting with Sam and Zetar and just taking, large, like 8-foot tall crates filled with dozens of pistols. Wood crates stuffed with hay, pistols inside them. It's your typical, large scale gun buy. Ammunition is also being passed along. No one notices you, Eshairr. But Kalrak, Lycus, and Antipho are all left in the, let's call it, smaller scale side of the facility.
Let's see.
I mean, I'll call him what I see. Is it possible this enforcer is trying to put together a private force? Perhaps something to act on the cult when the arbiters can't?
You communicating with that with us?
Yeah, I'm asking that question after I describe what I saw.
Oh, okay. Could be possible. I don't know if we informed him of a cult.
Well, the cult was watching him.
I don't think we told him that they're watching him.
Maybe we could ask him.
That's true.
Yeah.
Subtlety hasn't worked out so far. Why not take a more direct approach?
All of your hearing aids broken.
So I just want to remind you, you're all talking out loud in the middle of a gun store.
Yeah,
Except for Eshairr.
I'm in the middle of a field.
Yeah, exactly.
How loudly do you have to speak in the Vox?
Not very long.
I mean, at that point, you're just going to look like you're talking to yourself, right? These
Okay.
employees are getting a little weirded out. You know, like, you guys came in, you don't seem intent on buying anything. You're trying, but not buying. You know, you seem interested in things that you shouldn't be interested in. You got hit in the face, but you're still here and not fazed about it at all. Like, there is a rising level of suspicion towards your good intentions here.
All right, stand by. I'll switch to thought casting, and without asking any further, I will try to link everybody's mind.
You've been working on, you know, your experimental Mon-K thought casting.
Yep.
All right, so is this like a network? Can everyone
Yep.
talk through you? Great, excellent. Let's do this.
Sounds interesting.
Walk me through it, because I don't know anything
Okay.
about magic.
So it's a psychic mastery roll. I can do it bound. That's fine. It's only 3 successes required, but I need the extra successes for range, and so I've got. Okay, I actually am going to spend an extra point to reroll the fails there, just to try and get more people in range involved.
Well,
Okay, cool.
that roll
So-
worked out for you.
It did work out for me. Okay, so I can make that. So I can do all of us to a range of 1 kilometer.
Wow.
Yep, you're all fully within range. You now speak mind to mind in the meld.
That's weird.
This is weird. I'm hungry.
And as we're saying, Tifo's thoughts are just nothing but sandwiches.
I was like, when it starts, like the thoughts just come in. It's like,
I'm hungry.
man, how many?
Man,
what should I
that
get for
shotgun was
lunch?
cool.
My mind is not a fortress. It is an open field filled with internecine conflict and chicken.
Oh my god, Kalrak's thoughts with his emotional inhibitor turned on are probably
Actually,
just like,
probably pretty
these-
quiet.
these guys are
Brutal.
fucking idiots. These guys are fucking idiots. They talk
There's-
so much.
Well, his internal thoughts are probably more like you know, he sees a civilian. He's like, you know, it's like threat assessment. He's just like, you know,
Okay, Terminator.
Male.
I mean, it's not
he's
1.2
psycho
meters
conditioned for it. I mean,
It's not mind reading. You still got to actually actively think in the direction of the thought.
oh, I know.
cast.
We're just shooting. We're just fucking.
I'm just imagining the people like doing it for the first time, still speaking out loud when they try and think out loud. You know.
That is what
Oh, yeah.
Antipho is actually thinking out. I'm hungry. I could go for some sandwiches. That shotgun was pretty cool.
As you're looking around the store, you notice that there's a crate of Imperial issue tactical bacon rations. It's like a, you know,
bacon in a can, baby.
It's-
Bacon in a can.
it's bacon in a can. That
It's
is
tactical bacon in a can.
Yes, it's tactical bacon in a can. It's meant to be used anywhere from, you know, from the field to the battlefield, is what the side of the can says. It's got like a smiling human holding an obvious orc head on it, and he's like stabbing the orc in the head.
I immediately ask how much for the
Oh,
tactical
I mean, he just
bacon.
lets you have a can for, you know, just try it before you buy it, bud.
Oh, instantly. Yeah.
You've now gained the trait hypertension.
So,
All the sodium.
I was gonna say, I yesterday received my first batch of blood pressure medication, and you know the list of side effects is not great. And my doctor was like, "You might experience fainting," and I was like, "Fainting? I might experience Why would you give me this before I drive home?"
Yep.
So that's
right.
where I'm at right now.
How that goes.
So if I randomly faint during the middle of this episode, you'll know. Someone please contact Twitch to turn my OBS off.
Well, if it happens, I'm definitely going to ask you to make a death saving throw.
I don't think I'm going to be able to reach up and type /roll 1d20. I think I'll just have to fail. Yeah, so you open the can, and a little grav deployer brings the bacon up to your mouth level and then slowly lowers it into your mouth. It's like a pop-up, and then...
The fuck?
Oh, it's perfect.
and every time you get done chewing, it sends another bacon strip up. Looks like there's about 6 bacon. They're all folded into like rolls. So
I'll actually try to get a silencer.
all right, talk to me about this roll.
Well, it's value 3 uncommon, so I'm guessing
So
it's
5 successes.
Yeah.
I would,
And-
but see, the other thing I use with that is a heavy machine gun and a fucking chainsword. So
You want to call in any of your special abilities? Like maybe mention that you're an Inquisitor doing Inquisitor business.
No, that's
Go to the
that's frowned
bathroom and
upon.
change into your fancy suit.
like a Centauro, hero of
I
the
don't think I have
Imperium.
time to get out of my combat armor into a suit at this point in time. Nor do I know if I have it with me.
He just has to take his glasses off, and then everybody knows.
I'm not sure where to look
That's-
at tactical bacon in the
Hero.
price sheet.
That's fine.
There's none. If you want to buy some bacon, you have enough spare change to buy some bacon.
Scent
Okay,
bacon.
yeah. I'll buy as much as they have. As much as
Listen,
I can.
you pull a silencer off the rack and you start going through your credit account, and you notice you haven't been paid in a little while. Looks like the administratum's been skimping, and so yeah, you're like, oh, this is not gonna work out.
Perhaps
So I'm
another
gonna-
time.
I'm
You have
going to
business
think of
card?
everybody.
All right, let me be clear here now. The Sam's employees are getting a little upset with you guys. You keep not buying things.
Hey, I bought.
All right,
things,
Antipho
so-
bought a bunch of bacon, so he's cool with them. Kalrak just looks around very judgingly.
Oh, I also haven't touched anything either.
Yes, exactly. I mean, you look at people like they're pieces of meat.
That's what
How
they
about
are.
I get a bayonet lug for my man with a lot of rifles? That's an
'cause
easy
that's-
one to get.
That's what he needs is a bayonet lug for his fucking automatic heavy weapon. I mean, Chaos Space Marines do it, so why not let him do it? They put fucking bayonets on autocannons.
Sorry, has my telepathy confused everybody? I thought we were about to take the direct approach with the enforcement. Now people are having lunch and buying weapon
Yeah,
mods.
but bacon.
Sorry that we're being very much watched here, and
Oh.
they seem to be very upset with us.
Let
so
me
I'd
ask
rather
you a
not
question,
talk too much
Lycus.
here.
When you were looking up your bank account information, did you use your username and password during the Thoughtcast? Lycus.santoro@imperiummail.com.
Oh yeah, I totally bought the bacon using his account info.
I think the timeline's not going to match up on this one. You bought the bacon before that, but I do like that idea.
I don't think I thought it out loud once I know the whole deal was going.
You guys got bits and pieces of his count. You know, you now know the name of his grandmother's first dog from his security questions.
I had to get a new password. I had to forgot a password.
Yeah, so Eshairr has checked in with all of you and asks you, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Well, are we still waiting for the arbitrate to leave that premises?
I mean, from what Eshairr is observing, they are gonna take a couple of minutes here in order to load some guns.
Oh, okay. So the arbitrate is actually out there loading the guns.
Yes, they're in the warehouse section, taking guns out of the warehouse, out the warehouse doors, into a vehicle.
Sure, we'll go.
Say
Conference in the
hi.
arbitrate. Say hi.
Sure, why not?
I will
Let's
get
go
a
say hi.
card for the guy who was going to sell me the silencer before I found out
Okay,
that I
it's the
broke
same
one.
guy who was who gave Sid a card. His name is Balat. He's a weapon at Sam's Weapon Emporium.
Okay.
So what's
I'll
the
be
plan
sure
for
to see you soon.
the three of you? Are you walking outside to go to the?
Yes, I don't think they would care for us to walk through their warehouse just to
You
talk to
could
the
walk out
arbitrate.
and go around.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Are you walking out and going around?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Like walking out the door, munching on some bacon, looking at the dude's card.
It's now a grease smudge.
Oh yeah.
As you all clear the far side of the facility and come into view of the people loading and unloading, they say like someone sees you and says something in like clipped battle language to everyone else there. And you start seeing a impressive number of bolt pistols, chain swords being withdrawn from underneath equipment. You know, like people pulling stuff from out of their pants. Suddenly you're looking at a unarmored but well-armed force advancing on your position, and Sam's just like, "Now everyone, hold on. I don't know why they're back here, but they're customers too. Let me just go talk to them real quick."
Antipho's still staring at the card, munching on bacon.
Does Eshairr have line of sight?
Yes,
to
Eshairr
this?
has moved herself so that she can see in the facility. So yeah, Sam is. You guys are. Maybe I can like draw this out.
Well, essentially, we're being pointed at by a bunch of guns, correct?
Yeah.
Ooh, Mexican standoff, my favorite.
Well,
Apologies. We were just wanting to. I was just wanting to speak with my good friend, the Arbite there.
Zetar Gilweed is just like, we've met once, but I will speak with you. I didn't realize I'd left such an impression on you, Lycus Santoro.
Indeed.
He says something in Clip Gothic to them again in like a Arbite battle language. And then rounds the corner to come speak with you, and you know, he gets in between you and this buy, so it's much more difficult to see.
Okay.
Do any of the others react when they hear like a centaur?
No, they don't react at all.
Wow.
That's
They're
weird.
trained to not react.
That's still very odd. That's heresy right there.
Okay, so by my estimation, Eshairr is somewhere off in the distance on this side. Again, she's not like 10 feet from the facility. She's, 150 meters. The three of you are right here. This is the warehouse part of the facility. This is the front door. This is the vehicle. In here is the firing range, and over here is the warehouse part. Your friend is coming out of the warehouse to come speak with you, and is kind of trying to block your view. And he just says, "What do you need to speak to me about, Lycus? I am currently off duty, but I am willing to assist you in official capacity if it is necessary."
You're off duty? When I heard that there was a major gun buy recently, I
Who
was
did
really
you hear
curious
that
who it
from?
was. Well, Samuel here.
He turns to look at Samuel, and Samuel's just like, not a lot of gun buys happen out here. There's a battle nearby, actually. Yeah, just thought it'd be interesting. And he was just like, "I prefer that my private business not be discussed, Samuel. Perhaps I need to find another, more trustworthy dealer on planet."
Ouch.
Oh, don't be too rough on Samuel. We kind of forced him.
Why?
Anyway, I was mostly curious as who was buying the amount of weaponry. I'm
Your
wondering.
curiosity is not illegal. It is unsettling.
Well, as a hero of an Imperium, I feel responsible to know when there's suddenly a bunch of guns being bought for.
Especially
particular
considering
group.
we've been hearing a bunch of nasty rumors lately.
Private gun ownership is entirely legal on this planet. In
I
fact, through the
understand
whole
that.
system.
I understand that.
Would you like me to cite the legal code? I can provide
No,
all
I'm-
parts of the Dictates Imperials.
Yes, please.
I'm certain that you know it by
Oh
heart.
boy, when you say that, he begins going through it. We're talking, you're in for a 2-hour lecture, Antipho, and he does not stop once you start getting him going.
Tifa's just nodding, eating bacon.
I think at this point, Lycus is going to just say to Eshairr and mind wave, if you can, try to get a better look at the weapons that they have over there.
I think we saw that they were crates of like standard, just low tech weapons, and then like plenty of ammunition. I mean, there was nothing like really that stood out that we could see.
You haven't taken a close look at anything here yet. There's definitely, pistols and boxes happening.
Like through a thought wave, you might have to start throwing your inquisitorial weight around a little bit here.
I'm trying to avoid that.
That
Well, like
might
how
be
much
the
as
only way we
possible.
get anywhere,
I was about to say, now he discerns.
right?
Yeah.
Not in the right disguise.
He stops and says, "I'm sorry, am I boring you?"
No,
No,
please go on.
like pop another bit of bacon. Please continue.
So
It's fascinating,
Sam is dying, right? Sam is out here. He's outside his nice air-conditioned store. He's pissed off a major customer. Someone has interrupted a gun buy. Like, this is a recipe for not goodness. And he's like, gentlemen, why don't we let Mr. Gilweed get on with his business? And why don't I take the three of you back inside the store and let you try out, my my new heavy stubber. That's a crowd
Curious why a
pleaser right
private
there.
citizen would need so many weapons.
What
It's
do
very
you
fascinating.
understand about the words private citizen? Does the word private mean anything?
No.
Just not to him, it doesn't.
I am within my legal rights to not discuss this. I can cite you, again, the legal code necessary.
Oh, please do.
He gets on a Vox and forwards you several paragraphs of the local code.
Oh, I thought you were going to recite them.
If you require further evidence, you can come see me at my workplace. I can set aside some time to sit behind a desk again. It would be glorious, I'm sure.
Seems to me like someone's trying to set up their own little private army over here.
Acolyte, you need to tell this man the truth. He honors privacy. Either he's an ally of us, in which case he needs to know what's going on, or he's an enemy, in which case he'll be outed.
Yeah, good point.
When is the earliest that you can see us?
He looks back over his shoulder and says, in a personal or professional capacity.
Either or. More private.
He stares at you. When you say private, he says, so in a personal capacity,
Yes.
I will be finished with this task in approximately 2 hours. I can speak with you then briefly until dinner time.
Very well.
Where should we meet?
Dinner. I love dinner.
We can meet either. Oh, where's a good place?
Sam's like, well, why don't we meet at that same bar that I just met you at last night? Food's great. Alcohol's great. Festival of Fists is tomorrow. Festival of Fists. Festival of Fists is tomorrow. You got to be real prepared for that kind of stuff.
Indeed.
So let's head on down to the planetarium.
We'll meet there and we'll get a private room so we can speak.
We could do that.
All right. He acknowledges receipt of message and then continues to block your vision of what's happening around the corner, unaware that Eshairr can see everything because she's not here.
I think very well, Samuel, if you would let us take us back inside, we'd like to look at the weapons.
Yeah, Samuel is more than thrilled to usher the three of you away from back there.
I'll stay there lingering for way longer than I should.
I want to get away from Antipho as quick as possible. He's driving me crazy.
Eshairr, what's happening with you?
If they're happy, I'm just happy to observe. Nothing untoward happens. I'll wait for them to leave.
Very well. Please make a roll. Awareness. You're looking at difficulty 7.
It's going to require some space magic.
Warp fuckery.
I also like
I'm going
space
to use
magic.
my other psyker ability that allows me to get super eyes.
Okay, so that is effing close. In fact, that is it. That is 6. I know you said 7, didn't you?
I did say 7.
So I will spend my point of wrath.
Oh boy.
Reroll a 1. And then I will spend the point of glory for 1 extra dice after rerolls.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6.
Did you use your other point of wrath earlier?
Yeah, I did have to do that to do the thought casting about people. And you can only reroll once per roll anyway.
Yeah. They pack up. Everybody's getting on board, properly making sure everything is sealed down. Someone nods to another person, and they pull up the rear ramp of this vehicle and they grab off.
I'll tell those they've left, and I'll wait until they leave the gun range when we happen them again.
Okay. Antipho, Lycus, Kalrak, you just what would it be called? Not amusing. Placating Sam before leaving, or are you actually going to go shoot some guns?
I think while they're would wait, shoot some guns, just be nice and cooperative.
I'll just stay outside and finish my can of bacon.
Okay. Kalrak?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay outside too, just because I wasn't touching anything to begin with.
Let's see here. Then
Okay.
Lycus is the only one hit by the explosion.
Oh, shit.
Because he's the only one inside the facility when the whole the top. Listen, let me tell you something, Eshairr. The top of the facility lifts off by about 2 feet as a massive firestorm ignites inside. Lycus, you are taking a hit of 10 points of damage. Now, if I'm correct,
going through defense?
No, you're currently in your combat armor, so this will help with getting hit by the explosion. But basically, you're like firing next to Sam at the combat range, right? And then the combat range is just before you can blink. The whole range is nothing but fire. You can hear ammunition, like when you blink, you can hear ammunition cooking off in every direction. Just from rounds popcorning everywhere. It was basically a fucking hellhole. But let's see how you're doing. You have a resilience rating of 8, right?
I'm gonna use my card to ignore the damage.
Oh, fuck you. God, I forgot you had that. Tell me how you fucking Hercules your way through this.
I think I use, like, if there's like a guard beside me or something, I use them as like a body.
But you use
shield.
Sam? You use Sam as your...
So a lot of gun range.
Is Sam the only one next to me?
Yes.
Well, like the walls for like
Okay.
gun range are like thicker, right? Because they need to be able to resist. So, I mean, it'd probably be the safest place to be if that place is going to explode. I mean,
It's essentially, it's like split second. I start hearing the explosion. I just grab Sam and dunk under.
So, I mean, there's not even that much time, right? Like, by the
okay,
time you've
yeah.
heard the explosion, it's happening. Sam is just unlucky enough to be in the direction of the blast when it happens. You are in his shadow, essentially. For Antipho and Kalrak, the front door of the facility goes flying off, and a gout of flame 4 feet long comes out. You hear the noise of the roof of the facility landing back on top of the struts, and then the whole facility is shaking and starting to fall apart. What do you guys want to do? Lycus, fire everywhere.
I'm going to try and charge in to go get Lycus.
That's the thing you can do. Sure.
Is Sam still alive?
No, Sam is super dead.
Okay, well, it's like
Sam is an unarmored, normal human being who's been caught in a fucking explosion.
1 second you're talking to him, next second you're just holding a torso. It's just a torso. Everything else is gone.
Listen,
That's
they're gonna
survivable.
need tactical dreadnought armor in order to find someplace
Yeah.
to put this guy.
Unfortunately, Sam is not going to get turned into a dreadnought. It's just not going to happen.
That's only in the spin-off series.
So what I
Sam
hear
is tactical
is,
bacon.
so what I hear is there's nobody left to buy these weapons.
So
There's not weapons left to buy weapons from.
I'll be leaving the gun range.
Yeah,
And
I want to remind you, everyth's on fire in the gun range.
yeah, and then is just the gun range?
The whole facility, like you go to exit the gun range, and the gun store is also on fire. Everything's on fire.
Well,
The
yeah,
roof is on fire. The roof is falling.
Glance around, see if there's any like available weapons to pick up real quick. See that there's none. Then
All of the
try to
weapons are
get up.
also on fire.
Do
Oh,
I
okay,
just
well.
do I just meet him like halfway through the gun store?
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab him and drag his little acolyte ass out of there.
So I think that you're fairly resistant to extreme levels of heat, Kalrak, being
Yeah. Plus, I mean, my legs are all metal. I mean, they're cybernetic.
Well, Kalrak dove in, and you already mentioned that the doorway is smaller than his normal stature.
yes.
And
Also exploded.
So I think I'll grab my chainsword and start cutting a larger opening. So if he needs to come barreling
Oh.
out, he can get out quick.
I like that. Let's have Lycus make a toughness test real quick.
Okay.
From
Uh,
outside, was it obvious? Did the explosion come from inside? Did something hit the building?
It is not obvious at all. That is
Okay.
that happened from your failed test.
Toughness test, is it just the 4-die, I'm guessing? Or whatever my toughness score is?
Yes. I don't know how this goes, right? It's toughness versus you need 3 successes. So 3 versus your 4 dice. Yep, that's
enough.
solid. That's a solid copy. Despite the extreme heat, you managed to keep your lungs from blistering or being shot from any of the exploding ammunition. Kalrak Mr. President's you, and Antipho has already opened an extra large hole. He's ripped the doorway a new doorway. In the process, though, he's cutting apart the metal detector, so the metal detector is now permanently in screeching as loud as possible mode.
The place is going to get burned down anyway. It doesn't matter.
I mean, the place is a fire trap. Some of the employees here might be alive, but not for long.
Yeah.
Can we check and see if any of them are still alive?
Yes, you can see.
You can try. My entire purpose is just to get Lycus out.
You can see Balat, the guy who's been pretty helpful to you. He's on fire right now, but alive. He's not moving on the ground though.
I mean, if there's somebody near the door, I can try and grab him in the other hand and drag him out.
You want to eat
Once
him
I
out?
finish cutting the hole, if I see he's still alive, I'll grab my blanket to toss over him to put the flames out,
Okay.
and then I'll drag his ass outside.
All right, yeah, you drag him out as well. He's coughing the whole time. Eshairr,
So,
what's up with you?
well, I was going to say before. I was going to say
Go ahead.
if I have Lycus, if we have Lycus, I will definitely vox Eshairr and tell her that
Need to call.
we're
in.
all we're all mostly intact and alive.
All right, I'll drop the thought link because it hurts, and I'll come and see what I can do to help. But also, I'm looking to see is there any sort of indication of was the explosion outside in or inside out, basically, while I'm looking around.
It was absolutely a internal explosion,
Yeah.
given the roof
The
blowing
roof lifted
off.
off, and then the front door got blown. Well, I probably would have said the front door got blown out, but
We should probably report the explosion, and that is most likely caused by our Astartes buddy there that I was getting all these wonderful legal codes from.
Arbitrary.
Arbitraries.
Arbitraries.
Kalrak will counter by saying that I believe the first thing we should do is, to quote a godsman I once knew, de-ass the area.
Which path are you following? Let me offer you a different path. What if we take our break right now and you discuss team strategy during that break? Fantastic. We'll return in the second half from the burning wreckage of this warehouse. Who knows what's going to happen? Sometimes you go to a gun buy and everything explodes around you. You're not sure why you're there or what's being bought or by who, but sometimes everything explodes. I guess we'll find out more in the second, or we won't find out in the second half. Who knows? Fire noises.